Happy Tuesday, my friends, and welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. On today's episode of the show, we're going to be breaking down week number 3 of Monday Night Football because it was definitely the tale of the blowout and the coming up party. And then we're going to preview week number 4 and give you our predictions. I'm David Huffman. Right there is Mr. Matthew James, DJ Hopkins, and from the Daily Blitz.blog, Mr. Christian Simpson. Happy Tuesday, my friends. How is everyone doing?
Pretty good. And you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
We did have crazy weather here in Fort Wayne, at least in the viewing area. And so we were in wall-to-wall coverage for like 3 hours. Like, it was just crazy. Oh, hey, what's up, Izzy? Well, let's get into Monday Night Football. We got to get this show on the road. Let's talk about first the blowout. Buffalo Bills hung up, 35? What is this math here? 34 points in the first half. This game was over in the first quarter. They go on to win 47-10. Josh Allen has just been incredible so far this season. 23 of 30, 263 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Ray Davis caught his first NFL touchdown. So did Keon Coleman caught his first touchdown. On the other side, the Jaguars, a mixed bag for sure. Not a mixed bag, just a terrible, terrible performance here. 21 of 38, a touchdown and pick for Trevor Lawrence. Travis Etienne, he did average 6.2 yards per carry, but it was only on 11 carries. Christian Kirk 8 for 79, and Brenton Strange had the lone receiving touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars as they basically get run out of the building in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Jaguars' struggles continued, and Buffalo took advantage of them. So, I mean, not much else to say there.
Nice
I'll let
game.
everybody else jump in on this one.
Nice game.
Yeah.
Nice game. That's all I gotta say.
No.
I'm
Why
just
is
playing.
Trevor? Why are we saying next game? Why is Trevor Lawrence escaping criticism?
No. You right. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Sure.
Chris.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence doesn't play defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't.
Go ahead,
Trevor
TJ.
Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Trevor Lawrence gets an opportunity to put up more than 10 fucking points.
Go ahead, TJ.
He also doesn't play offensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, come on, dude.
He has an opportunity to put up more than 10 points. He has an opportunity to not throw the worst pass that we've seen of the season. Did y'all see that interception at the Mark
Hey,
Hamill?
TJ,
That's not the worst
check it out.
pass of the season.
No,
You gotta be
hold
kidding
on.
me. It's not even close. It's not even remotely close.
Do you guys want to know a crazy stat about Trevor Lawrence on why he does deserve some criticism? TJ, by the way, thank you.
He does. But to put this entire game on him is ridiculous.
Do you want to know a stat though? Do you want to know a crazy stat for Trevor Lawrence?
What's that, Iggy?
He has he's averaged 5 overthrows since he's come into the league per game. Do the math. What is the overthrows?
I know what it means, but like, what is the average? Like, is that a lot? You're just throwing a number out that doesn't mean anything.
That's a lot.
Is it a lot?
Because when you look on it over a season, that's about almost over 100 overthrows in a season.
How many does like a Josh Allen have?
Not 5 a game.
Josh doesn't have 5 a game.
Does he?
How
many does he have?
Where it's wide open wide receivers where he overthrows them, where he has an opportunity to complete the pass. He has 5 overthrows. These are metrics that I got from ESPN off ESPN radio. I was listening to Greeny earlier, and
that's a solid stat. I just if we could compare it to something else. Who else has that kind of number?
And David, for you to say like we can't put this whole game on him, that's the issue with the quarterback position. Y'all can't give quarterbacks all the praise when they win, and literally none of the blame when they lose. That we're not doing that. So if we want to keep it a buck, also they paid him. You goddamn right, you getting all the blame.
So that's 85.
All the blame.
So he averaged 5 overthrows the last 4 seasons. When did we start playing 17 games?
2 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
3 years ago times 3. That's 200. In the last 3 years, he has 255 overthrows of a wide receiver where he could have completed the pass. That's 255 more completions he could have had 21 of 38. That's when you look at that stat. When you look at 21 of 38, think about my 5 overthrow stat that I just brought up.
That's funny.
Like
Yeah.
that's awful. Doug Peterson,
It's
hot
so
seat.
bad.
That shit just got super hot.
If this continues, he's not going to make it through the season. I mean, the defense just basically didn't show up in this game.
The problem is that you signed Trevor Lawrence to a bag, $250 million, and so, or whatever the number is, and you can't just bench him and put Mac Jones in. You can't do that.
I mean, they tried that. He fumbled the ball in his first offensive snap.
That was like, come on, like that's a blowout. That's what you call it.
Yeah,
Like you talk about some all they tried.
But I mean,
no,
you can't.
they
But
really didn't.
you can't. So you can't do that. So you're stuck with what you have, and it's not. It's somebody has to be able when you're that big and that talented. He's what 6'6", 200 something. Like it's hard to try to fix that. Like his mechanics are off. They're off in the way he's throwing the football. And yes, you can blame his offensive line, but shit, the next guy we're gonna talk about is a rookie. He has an average ass offensive line, and he was cooking against the second best pass defense so far in the NFL.
So let's just swing right into that game. We got the coming out party for Jaden Daniels. He qualified for 3 touchdowns in this game as they beat the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33. This game was really not as close as the final score. Washington was in command for a majority of the game, and Cincinnati made things interesting towards the end. But 2 incompletions for Jaden Daniels. It's the highest completion percentage by a rookie in the history of the league. 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. So Austin Eckler, who left this game with an injury. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Brian Robinson Jr. also had a touchdown. And Scary McLaurin had a really nice touchdown. He also had a 55-yard bomb from Jaden Daniels, and then Trent Scott, the offensive lineman, got his first NFL touchdown. So kudos to him. It was also Jaden Daniels' first NFL touchdown. On the other side, Joe Burrow, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Zach Moss had a rushing touchdown. Jamar Chase had 2, and Yoshi Bosch had the other receiving touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals as they
I love that name.
fall and lose to 3, fall all the way to 3-0.
David, don't you love saying that name, Yoshi?
It is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, he broke. Believe it or not, Jaden Daniels broke Dak Prescott's record, that completion percentage record. I think Dak Prescott's was 88 point something, but then he comes out with a 91. Like that's pretty cool. Oh. To Izzy's point, we don't want to hear shit about Trevor Lawrence's offensive line when Jaden Daniels did what he did with that offensive line. We ain't finna sit here and act like the Commanders' offensive line is, gangbusters.
Right. They're average at best.
We ain't finna sit here and act like he got the Detroit Lions offensive line. We ain't finna sit here and act like it's like that. We're not doing that. Like. And man, hey, this Cincinnati, once again, why do certain quarterbacks or certain teams get a pass because of stuff they've done? Are you worried about the Cincinnati Bengals starting off 0-3? No, because yes, the answer should be yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we are worried.
Yes.
I mean, they
not contenders.
They gave up over 11 yards per pass attempt in this game, which is terrible. Joe Burrow, yes, the offense was good, but they scored a lot of their points in garbage time when the game was basically over. I do like what I've seen out of Yoshi Bosch. I mean, he's been a really nice story for this season, but they haven't won anything. They haven't been like the 2 out of the 3 games that they have been in, they were the favorites and lost. Doesn't bode well for the future of this team. This is a great win for the Commanders.
They lost by 5 points. They lost by 5 points. They had the missed field goal, which was a chip shot by what the heck's Evan McPherson is that his name. And then you had the 2-point conversion, which should have been a pass interference on Washington, but that on T. Higgins. So that's your 5 points right there.
Yesterday was also his first game back.
And that was his first game back.
And he looked rusty. Like he had 6 targets. He only caught 3 of them. He tried to get a one-handed touchdown later in that earlier in that game.
He caught a couple balls that they were borderline almost almost to be completed. Like he could have caught that one touchdown. He only got 1 foot in bounds. So you got to get 2. So yeah, David's right. He was a little rusty. But man, I think the story is Jaden McDaniels, right?
Jaden Daniels,
Going
huh?
Jaden Daniels. That's McDaniels. Jaden Daniels. He went up against what was supposed to be the second best pass defense, I guess, in the league. If you want to look at their short sample size. Yeah, they only allowed like under 200 yards or something like that, or 135 yards or something like that per game. And he ended up slinging. I mean, he ended up making play after play after play. And now he leads the league in first downs in terms of rushing first downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one play where he like Euro stepped on the defensive end, like that was just absolutely a disgusting move. The only thing I would say about him is that he needs to learn how to not take as many big hits. We know he could take we saw last year against Alabama, he was taking all types of hits. You know what I mean? But that's college. In the pros, I mean, you got to be able to slide more than that. But man, he was amazing. And here's my thing. I don't want to link him to, because I heard a lot of this on social media where, oh damn, the Bears should have went up and took Jaden Daniels.
Oh, that was my point. That's my point. That was my next point.
Was that going? Well, I just want to finish this one. This is the thing. This is what happens when you have a system that may be better than what the Bears are running. Like Cliff Kingsbury is looking like the offensive guru that we all thought he would be, right? And he's doing wonders with Jaden Daniels. And I just think the system works well. And also, I mean, the offensive line is supposed to be they're playing a lot better than Chicago is right now. This is what happens when you see a quarterback that can throw, a young quarterback that has a pocket and he's able to deliver the ball, which Caleb Williams doesn't. So
that's mostly not true. When Caleb Williams does have a clean pocket, he completes 78% of his passes. We literally saw that against the Colts.
I'm saying when you have a clean pocket, like, because he's not getting a clean packet consistently. TJ, was my point, is that Jaden Daniels yesterday got a consistent.
That was
pocket.
the first time he really had a clean pocket. Like be fair. And on the other thing, like all the people saying the Bears should have got Jaden Daniels is not immune to bad offensive line play. No quarterback is immune to bad offensive line play. So please kill all that noise about how we should have got this guy or that guy. We got the guy we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of tearing that guy down, fucking support him.
Thank you.
Christian / Matt, any final thoughts before we move on?
I'm going to thank TJ on that one. I mean, be patient. I mean, that's what Washington's doing. They said they wanted Jaden Daniels to start throwing the ball more. Went 21 for 23 and had a hell of a game last night when he started throwing against. Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's pass defense did well the first two games. He had to go into their stadium and do this. So, I mean, I commend him for that.
Yeah, Cincinnati's in trouble. They're a mess, because I think this Jamar Chase situation, it's more of a distraction than I think they're really letting on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it truly is. They could have came to a contractual agreement during the summer before the season started, and they didn't do it. Defensively, they missed Jesse Bates. He was an enforcer in the back end of that secondary. And they put no type of pressure on Jaden Daniels. You notice that? The only time it appears that they applied pressure and rushed the passer was when they blitzed. Now, Izzy and I talk about this all the time. If you have to blitz to set pressure and apply pressure to the quarterback, you're not that good. You're not going to succeed, because what's the team going to do? They're going to adjust. That's what football.
There was a lot of cover zero out there.
There was a lot of cover zero. And the best way to execute your cover zero, you got to get home right away. You got to send everybody literally at the snap of a finger right on time.
That's why Terry McLaurin was able to get open on that That one, I mean, he took that hit and delivered one of the most beautiful balls I've seen all season by any quarterback.
Moving on from week number 3, before we close out the chapter, let's talk about game balls. I'm going first. I'm going Kyron Williams from the Los Angeles Rams, accounting for 3 touchdowns in that miraculous comeback for the Los Angeles Rams. 24 of 89, 2 touchdowns, and then 2 for 27 and another touchdown in the air. Kyron Williams gets my game ball. TJ.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, is he? Man, you already know who's getting my game ball. Why don't y'all take a guess?
We ain't got that kind of time.
Jair Alexander.
No.
The defense.
No. Hold on. No, I'm going Malik Willis getting my game ball for getting a win over his old team against Tennessee. He looked great in that win. Malik Willis gets my game ball.
TJ.
I'm gonna go Caleb Williams for him to have that kind of game with basically being turned one dimensional. You had more yards in that game than Justin Fields had in 3 years in a singular game. Like that says a lot about the faith that this coaching staff has in that kid. Say what you want, is he empty calories or whatever? I don't care.
I'm going.
I'm gonna let you have your moment. Okay, no comment. Okay.
I'm going to go Andy Dalton.
Okay.
Stepping in there, the Panthers have looked beyond horrendous all around. First couple games, he goes on the road, cross country, and he looked, comfortable.
Christian.
Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I'm giving it to Josh Allen. 23 of 30, 263 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and y'all know my rule. You better have game. If you have 2 first names, it's only right.
Moving on, open up that book, the chapter to week number 4. And we got a couple doozy good matchups coming up here in week number 4. But we're going to start on Thursday Night Football. We got to move through this segment kind of fast. So let's burn through it, baby. Thursday Night Football, Cowboys going to East Rutherford, New Jersey, taking on the Giants. Christian Simpson's New York Football Giants, fresh off getting their first win of the season. Dallas struggled a little bit, dropped the last 2 games. Christian, this is your squad. How do you see this one shaking out in MetLife Stadium?
I might be back over there on Thursday too, just to say. So yeah, we'll be on the lookout. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is a must win for Dallas. They've lost their last 2 games. I hate using that term so early in the year, but Dallas has the glaring weakness. They can't stop the run. The Giants ran the ball pretty well against a pretty stout Cleveland defense, and I think they're going to try and do the same again. But Dak Prescott just seems to always ascend when he plays the Giants. This is like a la Aaron Rodgers against the Bears and Tom Brady against the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen against the Dolphins. Yeah, it's something about Dak at MetLife, and I think that continues. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what a lot of people are anticipating and expecting. I like the Dallas Cowboys.
I've taken the Giants. Giants have kind of found something there with Malik Neighbors and Devin Singletary. I know it's against the Cleveland Browns, and who knows what Cleveland's going to be, but I'm going Giants. Izzy.
I'm going Cowboys. They're going to get that get back down there in New York. They have to. Give me the Cowboys big by 3 touchdowns.
Ooh, 3 touchdowns. Oh, shit.
I'm going to take Dallas on this one, too.
TJ.
Believe it or not, I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it, but I'm going to go with the Giants on the simple fact that I think Dallas is exhausted. You just got ran through by Derrick Henry. You are sore. You are hurting. And it's you can only get so much rest in between Sunday and Thursday. Like you probably just ain't.
It's true.
Give me the Giants. I just think the Cowboys are just physically beat up after that game against Baltimore. I just don't think they have the gas.
Sunday afternoon football, and we're going to start with 2 division rivals going head-to-head, with the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons go head-to-head. Both these teams come taking kind of last-second losses against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Izzy, how do you think this game shakes out? Saints, Falcons.
Oh, this is
In
going to be a
Atlanta.
good one. In the ATL. You know what? I think these two teams are going to split this season. I think the Falcons win at home. I've seen enough to see that the Falcons are a legitimate player in the NFC South. So give me the Atlanta Falcons at home against the New Orleans Saints.
TJ.
Give me the Saints.
I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons as well. I think because this game's at home, I think the Saints are just. I don't think they're as good as their offense was the first couple weeks. I think the Falcons are going to stifle their offenses a little bit. Give me the Falcons, Christian.
I like the Saints here. I think they're going to get back to establishing Kamara. I don't know if anybody in the Falcons secondary can keep up with Rashid Shaheed. I think he's going to catch a couple of big passes down the field, and I trust the Saints defense a little bit more than I do Atlanta. Not saying that Atlanta's defense is good, but I think the Saints come away with one. I think this is going to be one of the closest scoring games in the 1 o'clock slate.
Matt James.
I'm going to take Atlanta at home as they continue to build on a couple of tough stats there. They should have won the last one. Give me the Falcons to take this one at home.
Okay.
Staying in the NFC, but we're going to have a battle between the NFC West and the NFC North in Soldier Field, the home of the Chicago Bears, where they welcome in the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams coming off that win off San Francisco, and the Bears coming off in that game to the Indianapolis Colts. Last time these two teams played was 3 years ago, almost to the date. The Los Angeles Rams took up 34 points on the Chicago Bears 3 years ago. I do not think it's going to be the same case here. I think the Rams are pretty banged up. They played against a very banged up 49ers team. I think the Bears get the victory here. They move to 2-2. TJ.
I agree. It also wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Rams won because they know Shane Waldron. They literally just spent the last few years going against Shane Waldron's offense. But I'm going with the Bears because I just think, like to your point, I just think the Rams are just that beat up. Like no Nakua, no Cooper Kupp.
No Cooper Kupp. Their offensive line's kind of in shambles right now as well.
Yeah, it's gonna catch up to them at some point. And yeah, I agree. Bears go to 2-2.
Izzy.
Man, give me the Chicago Bears to win this football game against the Los Angeles Rams for the reason that TJ explained. I think going against a really good defense like Chicago Bears, especially at home, their hairs are gonna be on fire. They're gonna want to get a W after dropping 2. And you're gonna need all your weapons. And I don't think Tutu Atwell and Jordan Whittington and company DeMarcus Robinson is enough to surpass that secondary who's pretty stout. So give me Chicago Bears.
Matt James.
I'm going to take the Bears at home. The Rams are pretty banged up, and Bears will come back and back at home and protect Soldier Field here after a couple of tough road losses. I feel like they still need to establish the run game, continue to build on that. And I mean, we've faced Matthew Stafford plenty of times, so.
Christian.
Yeah. I'm going with you guys. I'm taking the Bears. The Rams passing defense is one of the worst in the league. So if there were ever an opportunity for Caleb Williams to bring Bears fans together, this is the game. I'm just saying.
Then to the battle in the NFC North, we have the 3-0 Minnesota Vikings going into Lambeau and taking on the 2-1 Green Bay Packers. I do not know who the starting quarterback is going to be for Green Bay for this game. I'm going to assume it's going to be Malik Willis, but do you have an update maybe, or do you know who the quarterback's going to be, and how do you see this one shaking out? Aaron Jones kind of gets his revenge opportunity as well.
Well, signs are pointing that Jordan Love is looking like a go for this game, a divisional game. It's a big game. So we are all anticipating that Jordan Love will be out there against the Vikings. If that is true, I still don't know how healthy that knee is. I don't know how well he's gonna move. I prefer them to kind of sit him down a week and play Malik Willis. I'm going to Green Bay Packers. Look, hey, you know what? Hold on. First of all, I got to be a little homer here, okay? If we get to Sam Darnold, if the Packers get to Sam Darnold 8 times like they did Will Levis, turnovers will be had. I've been saying this all week so far for at least today, all day. I've been fighting Viking fans all day today. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to win, especially at home. We get the running game going. We get the defense going. Sam Darnold is going to be throwing picks. Give me the Packers.
Christian.
David.
Oh, let's go, baby.
David, it's that time. You ready?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number one,
baby. No, I'm looking forward to this one. What Minnesota did against Houston, they did it in every phase of the game. They were balanced offensively. They got that running game going, spread the ball around. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the National Football League, but it was defensively how they stood out because they threw so many different looks at CJ Stroud. They would rush 3, keep a spy in the middle, drop everybody back, or they would rush 4 and just literally play man coverage. And they did all they could to just throw CJ Stroud off his stride and off his spot and off his rhythm. Green Bay, you're seeing just how good of a head coach Matt LaFleur is. The play calling's been superb. And he's coaching Malik Willis to his strengths. And they're running the football, and they're doing it with defense. I preview this one tomorrow. Be on the lookout.
I'm also going to take the Green Bay Packers. This you might find that interesting because you called me a hater all the time. But I think in Lambeau Field, I think that's a tough place to go and play. Give me the Packers. TJ.
Yeah, with the Jordan Love thing, I wouldn't risk it if he's not ready yet. Like the worst thing you can do is rush somebody back when they're not ready. It's real easy to look ready in practice when you're facing people that don't want to hit you, right? They're not allowed to hit you. Because if I'm the Vikings and I see Jordan Love on that field, and if I'm Brian Flores, oh yeah, hey, go get him. Like I'm finna put that knee through a real test. Hey, go get him. For that reason alone, I would go with Malik Willis and go from there. But I think defensively, I think the Vikings can give the Packers some issues. I am kind of curious as to how both teams stop the run. So I'm kind of with Christian on that one. I want to see how that happens.
As of now, Jordan Love was limited last week in practice, so he's still not yet cleared to play. I'm guessing tomorrow we'll know more.
I wouldn't bank on him playing on Sunday. Give me the Vikings in a close one. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won though either.
Matt James.
I'm going to take Minnesota too. Feel like they've hit a stride and had some impressive wins, and they're going to tally this one on.
Moving on, swinging back into the AFC, we got the 3-0 Pittsburgh Steelers going into Lucas Oil Stadium, the house that Peyton Manning built, and taking on the 1-2 Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, Indianapolis got their first win of the season against our Chicago Bears. Last time these two teams played was actually last season. The Colts got the edge 30-13. Matt, how do you think this version shakes out in 2024?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, and Justin Fields starting off 4-0. And Pittsburgh just going in there being Pittsburgh, playing tough defense and controlling the ball on the clock. Something Bears struggled to do last week, and Indy advantage at times and wore them out. But I feel like Pittsburgh's defense will be able to control the Indy offense a little bit better.
Christian,
they've been playing.
I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers across the board. They're better than the Colts. I think TJ Watt's going to have about 3.5 to 4 sacks in this game because I don't know if the Colts have an answer for him. I
don't.
The Steelers are ugly this came up. This is damn near going to be a home game for the Steelers. You're going to see a lot of those stinking yellow towels waving around.
Like Petey Pablo, take your shirt off. Spin it around your ears. They're like the helicopter, North Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this football game. Yeah, you're right. Their fans travel. So they'll be in Indy like crazy. TJ Watt's gonna have an amazing game, and I expect Anthony Richardson to throw a couple picks. It's interesting. I had I was listening to some people from some folks on the radio, and I kind of agree with them. I kind of agree that Anthony Richardson is he's had less starts since high school than any other quarterback that's been drafted in the last 2 years. Only 18 starts since high school to throughout college to now. And so it's crazy how he, a short sample span, has a sample size has got him to, where, and we talked about that last year when he got drafted, and you're seeing it now. It's just the experience. He's still learning the position. He's athletically gifted. He's still learning the position. I expect this defense to be all over him. He's going to throw a couple picks. It's going to be a long year from Indy if they don't start, getting their game plans together and tailoring their strengths towards Anthony Richardson. But like Christian, remember at Florida though, right? Remember at Florida, he would have these bad stretches where he's throwing 2 picks, 1 pick. He's not looking good. And then he'll have a stretch of 4 or 5 games where he looks like he's the best quarterback on the planet.
Yeah.
So maybe that might happen.
Nah, but look, I agree with you completely. I watched him a lot at the collegiate level, and we talked about him a lot on College Football Show. Make sure y'all check that out on Fridays, by the way. But look, this is Mike Tomlin, and this is a Pittsburgh Steelers defense. This ain't Tennessee. This isn't any defense in the SEC. Mike Tomlin eats against young quarterbacks. Give me Mike Tomlin all day, every day. I'm taking the Steelers.
TJ.
Najee Harris.
Najee Rumba.
Hurt. Jalen Warren. Hurt. Alex Highsmith. Hurt. Pittsburgh's kind of beat up going into this game. The only way Pittsburgh wins this game is if Anthony Richardson gives them the game, which is entirely possible, by the way. They also, like you said, they have no one to stop TJ Watt. They robbed Montez Sweat of a strip fumble in that game, which would have gave the Bears the ball at like the 20-yard line. And I'm so confused on the forward progress ruler. That's like very subjective. Well, do the injuries play a like? Do the injuries stop Pittsburgh from winning this game? Because like the 3 names I just said, they're very crucial.
Hey, Cordell Patterson about to have a game. That means DJ.
You think so? Like
Maybe.
I mean, y'all brought up excellent points, but I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Steelers just because I have more faith in Mike Tomlin than I do Shane Steichen. I have more faith in Fields than I do Anthony Richardson. But this might be a game where they ask Justin Fields to win the game with his arm versus the defense been doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. The injury stuff is something I was not aware of, but I still think the Steelers are a better football team. Anthony Richardson just looks terrible. And, TJ Watt and the defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they're going to give Anthony Richardson real fits. But swinging from there, another matchup in the AFC. We got the Denver Broncos, fresh off getting their first win of the season. Shout out to Bo Mix getting his first win of the year of his NFL career. Going into East Rutherford, New Jersey as well, taking on the 2-1 New York Jets after they roughed up the New England Patriots this most recent weekend. Actually, last time these two teams played was last year, and the Jets actually won that game 31-21. I think it'll be a similar result this year, only without the Denver Broncos scoring as many points. Give me the Jets. I just think they're a better football team. I just have the Denver Broncos caught Tampa Bay on a bad day. They're not a good football team. They're just not. Give me the Jets. TJ.
Can we just sweep this one? Like, is there anyone that thinks the Broncos are going to win this game?
No.
Christian?
Okay.
TJ, can you say it with me?
Yeah, no, I'm going with the Jets at home as well. I like what I saw out the Jets. The Broncos came out, did what they had to do against a team that's been Cleveland. It's not that great. Or not Cleveland, but Tampa. My bad. I forgot Cleveland lost too as well to the Giants. But I mean Tampa, who has been great, but they're not going to do that again against the Jets. So give me Aaron Rodgers, who looked fantastic last week. I see him looking fantastic again this week against the Denver Broncos.
Moving on to swinging into the NFC, and we got a rematch of a playoff matchup from the last year where the Eagles basically got run out of the building in Raymond James Stadium. This game is again in Raymond James Stadium as the Philadelphia Eagles come to the pirate ship, take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, last time these two teams playing was that playoff game in the wild card round where Tampa Bay won that game. I don't remember the final score, but it was not
A
close.
lot to a little.
Christian.
Man, this game can go either way. Like, that was a gritty win for the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday because they didn't look the best, but when they had to be better than the Saints, they did it. And the Buccaneers have a little bit of a problem. Couldn't stop the run against Denver. What makes you think Philly won't do the same? I'm just going to take the Eagles. I think they get their revenge. I think that defense gets after Baker Mayfield. They forced an interception, a couple of sacks. Yeah, I think the Eagles, they're going to continue to build this offense, like I told TJ. Continue to build this offense around Saquon Barkley. Even when A.J. Brown is there, like he said, give me Philly on the road.
I'm going Philadelphia Eagles as well. I just Tampa Bay's not that good. I know Izzy thinks they're a contender for the Super Bowl or whatever, the NFC Championship. I just don't see it. Give me the Eagles. Izzy.
Whoa! I got it. I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna clip that. Talking about Tampa Bay's not that good. Whoa! I'm gonna remember that for the rest of the season, David. Anyways,
all right, good. Can't wait.
Anyways, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to come back and beat the Eagles at home. They were embarrassed last week by the Denver Broncos. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield's going to be firing on all cylinders. Yes.
Matt James.
I'm going to go with the Eagles on the road to avenge last year's loss. They learned. They bring in Saquon and he continues to roll. Tampa, they'll put up a fight at the ship, but I have the Eagles in a close one.
TJ.
I'm with Izzy. Give me the Buccaneers. The disrespect, David, it got to stop. But anyway, Tampa Bay knows that, Saquon's there. They know what they want to do. They're going to try to run the ball. So they're going to go all out in stopping this run. And, hey, I don't think people really understand. Jalen Hurts has a turnover problem. You know who leads the league in turnovers in the last 2 years? Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't the Eagles also have the highest winning percentage over the last 3 seasons as well?
Oh,
What has he got?
I'm just saying.
We hang banners for winning percentage?
We do now, but I decided it's irrelevant. Moving on, swinging into a team. Both teams kind of need to get a victory here. But the Cincinnati Bengals going up against their old quarterback in the Red Rifle. Sorry. No disrespect to Matt Bonner. Cincinnati Bengals at 0-3 going into Carolina, who are 1-2. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago, and the Bengals doubled up the Panthers 42-21. Christian, how do you think this version shakes out in 2024?
Look, David, I really want to take Carolina in this one because Cincinnati looks so doggone uninspired right now. But I think the Bengals do win this game because they're going to have more to throw at Andy Dalton, unlike the Raiders. The Raiders just sat back in zone coverage and
You mean the Raiders
picked
that
apart.
they game plan for Andy Dalton?
The same Andy Dalton who was announced last Monday that he was going to be the starting quarterback.
I'm also taking the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Panthers, they just caught Las Vegas being lazy on all aspects of the game last week. It says a lot about the Raiders, more about the Raiders than it does the Carolina Panthers. Give me Cincinnati. They've been close in all three of their games.
Man, you know what? I'll go next. Man, you know what? If Chuba Hubbard could run the football like he did last week, against a Bengals team that really isn't that great against the run, and now we can see that this Bengals team ain't really good on defense. Period. They're frauds. You remember that? You remember that Family Guy episode where the guy put phony on top of Peter Griffith's car? Said, "You're a phony. You're a big fat phony." That's the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm actually gonna go with the Carolina Panthers for an upset. Let's go.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go.
Christian.
I already said you asked me first. I said the Bengals.
My bad.
No,
DJ.
you are a good player.
Gotta be bad James, I think.
Man,
Players mess up.
Man, give me the Bengals, man. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? Like, seriously.
Matt James.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bengals, figure this out, and with Jamar Chase back and get this victory finally.
Into the AFC South now. We got the 0-3 Jacksonville Jaguars going into Houston, take on the Texans. I'm taking the Texans. Anyone have an argument for the Jaguars, or can we just move on?
I don't have no. Give me Houston at home.
Hey, TJ, Swift got 2 white men.
Swift got 2 white men.
Moving on, swinging into the late afternoon window, back into the NFC, and we got the 2-1 Washington Commanders going into the big toaster, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. And Cliff Kingsbury gets to play against his old team. He was the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He's now the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Last time these two teams played was last year. Washington Commanders edged out Arizona 20-16. Christian, how do you think this version shakes out?
Give me the Commanders. I don't trust Arizona. I'm starting to hate them too, and TJ knows what I'm talking about. Let me stop. Let me put my analyst hat back on.
Keep it up.
I'm good. I like the Commanders in this one. I love what I'm seeing from Jaden Daniels. He's patient, he's poised, and he's not running. He wants to sit in that pocket, and then if the opportunity presents itself, then he's going to run the football. Give me Washington.
I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Commanders, the defense of the Washington Commanders is super suspect. I think Arizona can put up a lot of points on this defense. I'm going Arizona with a mini upset. Izzy.
Yeah, give me the Washington Commanders, man.
Come on,
I like what I saw. I'm saying, come on, man. I like what I saw out of Jaden Daniels.
Man, what do I know about football? I lost all my Survivor picks in 2 weeks. So
you're all good, David. You're all good, David. I'm going with the Washington Commanders. I like this story of Cliff Kingsbury going against his own team, his old team. Give me the Washington Commanders. I like what I saw. The only thing is defensively. I mean, Jamar Chase was splitting double teams. He was doing whatever he wanted. It was just like a mess in a way. Like offensively, I think that this is going to be a shootout for both teams. But I like Jaden Daniels and and Cliff Kingsbury to kind of get the job done.
Matt James.
Yeah, I get. Think this will be a shootout too. It'll be fun watching both quarterbacks on each side have, Marvin Harrison on one end and McLaurin on the other. Jaden Daniels goes back down where he started college on the other side of the valley where they're actually going to be practicing. So give me Jaden Daniels and the Commanders to take this one. I'm pretty comfortable in the second half.
TJ.
Give me give me Washington. I'm like Christian. I don't like Arizona. Like they are a poor man's version of the Cowboys. They front run. Like when they win it, it's beautiful. They fans talking trash, but when they lose, can't find them.
Moving on, swinging into a battle between powers in the 2000s and powers in the 1980s with the New England Patriots rolling into Levi's Stadium, taking on the San Francisco 49ers. New England 1-2, San Francisco 1-2.
Why are you still talking? Next game.
Well, because I have to pull up stuff. Man.
Let him do it. Let him finish, TJ. Let him finish, TJ.
Last time these two teams played, San Francisco hung up 33 points and won 33-10. I'm taking San Francisco. We're all taking San Francisco. Now we're gonna move on to the Browns and the Raiders.
Hey, David, hold on before you move on. We gotta get some of that Jeopardy music. You know that.
Why?
You know, every time we come up on a game like that and you start talking, we need to start playing that music because that's what we know. It's time to move on to the next subject.
Moving on to the Cleveland
Okay.
Browns, fresh off losing to the New York Football Giants, Christians, New York Football Giants, going into the Death Star and taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, who lost to the Carolina Panthers last week. Last time these two teams played was 3 years ago. Christian, do you remember who won that game 3 years ago?
I believe it was Cleveland.
Incorrect. The Las Vegas Raiders went into the dog pound and pulled out the victory with a mighty 16-14 victory. How do you see the 2024 version shaking out, Christian?
I'm gonna take Cleveland because I just have zero faith in the Baltimore. I mean, in the Las Vegas Raiders. That's like asking Stevie Wonder to Uber me home. You know what I'm saying?
And they like seeing that one Raiders fan in disarray every time they, you know.
Oh, look. Oh, I'm gonna run my mouth. Listen, give me Cleveland all day. I like the Browns.
I just want to know if they lose this one, what's gonna be the excuse?
And
like,
you know what? For TJ's sake, TJ's taking the Browns too.
I just want to know what the excuse gonna be if they lose. Like who did you game plan for this time?
Antonio Pierce didn't shave his head.
The Raiders, shockingly, have the fourth best passing offense in the NFL so far this season. Not that it matters as much going up against a really stout defense in Cleveland. But let's be real. Nobody's seen, like, what I've seen out of Cleveland has just not been good. I'm taking the Raiders. I think they bounced back after it was an abysmal performance. I mean, they just beat the Ravens. Like, we're beating the Ravens. Give me the Raiders.
They just beat the Ravens and then you lose to Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
You lose.
We're prepared for them.
In the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. The Raiders. The Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders.
Matt James.
I'm going with the Raiders at home.
Let's go.
There's not really much to say about these teams except for they're frustrating a bit. So, I mean,
y'all gonna leave the two black men on the island by themselves, huh? Okay.
They don't say nothing else.
Moving on to the AFC West. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at 3-0 going into SoFi Stadium and taking on the 2-1 Los Angeles Chargers. I'm trying to figure out if Justin Herbert's going to play. He tested negative on X-rays on a high ankle sprain, but I have no idea if he's going to play. And I think he will be a straight up game time decision.
If he is a game time decision, it's a wrap. I mean, if he's not playing, it's a wrap. So
I don't think it matters. I think Kansas City wins this game.
Well, I mean, you mean Los Angeles is losing this game?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen over the years. I mean, the Chargers are always competitive against them. They always just come up short every single time they match up against this team. Give me the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs and the refs. So I mean, come on, man.
It is the Chiefs and the refs. I think this is why you brought it. But this is why you brought Harbaugh in, though, right? This is why you brought Harbaugh in.
Yeah, but we're still like they're in a rebuild. Like it's unrealistic to think that they're gonna like it was almost unrealistic for them to even be a playoff team this season. Like they have holes. Like their wide receiving core kind of needs work. I mean, the defense isn't all that and isn't great.
I will say this: Quentin Johnson been playing really well this season.
100%.
Chargers in the passing
game. And J.K. Dobbins has been a revelation for them.
I think Quentin Johnson scored a touchdown in every single game this season.
Incorrect.
Is it incorrect? Okay.
He's got 3 touchdowns, but he didn't have a touchdown the first week.
Okay, so last 2 games. Okay. But anyways, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Christian.
Yeah, I like Kansas City as well. I don't think anything else needs to be said.
Matt James.
Kansas City.
TJ.
Herbert plays, give me the Chargers. If he don't, it's like you said, David. Even if he does play, there's a good chance that the Chiefs still win this game.
Yeah.
2 Sunday night football, and we got quite the matchup set up to go down in MT Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, as the Buffalo Bills 3-0, fresh out putting the curtain on the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football, and the Ravens escape with the victory against the Dallas Cowboys. Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago Buffalo won that game 23-20. And Christian, I think I know what might be coming here.
David,
Oh, let's go, baby.
let's go, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 3.
Number two.
Two.
Oh, my bad.
Jumping the gun there. Jumping the gun. Jumping the gun.
Nah, I'm really looking forward to this one because the way Buffalo is playing football right now, they're gonna be a tough out because of the balance, but most importantly, Josh Allen is taking care of the football. Baltimore won a must-win game last week. There was no way they were starting 0-3, and they finally fed the big fella. He had 26 carries. He can't make an impact touching the ball 13 to 18 times. 19 or more carries in a game, and he can have a very visible impact. I remember when these played the last time, Baltimore blew a 17-point lead, and Buffalo came back and won by the 3 points that you just mentioned, 23-20. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. I preview this one on Friday. Be on the lookout.
I'm taking the Buffalo Bills because, of course, I am. I might as well just be a Buffalo Bills fan at this point in my life.
Nobody circles the wagons.
Nobody.
Buffalo Bills, baby.
They have looked like the best team in the NFL so far this season, and there's no they're going to run the football, and the Ravens have been successful. Like they just given up big leads. They refused to close out games. That Dallas game should never have been a 3-point opponent. And I think give me the Buffalo Bills. I think they win easy. I think this is a cooking. They cook them basically. Izzy.
Cook them.
Yeah.
Man, you cooking?
Yeah.
You're cooking the Ravens now?
Josh Allen's on another level right now, man.
They played the Cardinals. They played the Dolphins where Tua Tagovailoa got hurt, and they played the lowly Jaguars.
They were blowing out. That game was a blow up before Tua Tagovailoa even remotely got hurt. That game was not close.
Look, David, if you cooking the bird, just make sure you season it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going the Baltimore Ravens at home, and Derrick Henry is gonna have his hands all over this game. All over this game. They're going to give it to him 25, 30 times. He's going to score multiple touchdowns, over 150 all-purpose yards. Give me Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens.
What are you talking about, David? They cooking the right, bruh.
Yeah, Matt James is next.
I'm taking Baltimore. Agree with Izzy. Give it to Derrick Henry. It's going to be a fun ball game. That's for sure. Could be preview of divisional or conference championship come later. I'm still sticking with Baltimore as my champion, so this will be a confidence booster for them.
DJ.
Yeah, come on, man. Give me the Ravens. Like the Davis disrespect has just skyrocketed.
Moving into Monday Night Football,
boy.
We got the Tennessee Titans going into Miami. Thank God this game's on ESPN and not ABC. Let me tell you, we got Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans going into South Beach.
It's the same network.
No, but at least if it's on ABC, I can at least watch it. So, but yeah, Miami Dolphins 1-2. Last time these two teams played was Titans last season. That miracle victory for the Tennessee Titans. Kind of with Will Levis kind of pulled the rabbit out of the hat there.
Who's the starting? Skylar Thompson?
I have no idea who the starting quarterback is for the Miami Dolphins in this game. It might be Tyler Huntley for all I don't think it matters.
It should be Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, it should
Tyler
be.
Huntley.
Skylar
Thompson played last week.
Well, I hope it's Tim Boyle again because I just love
and then Tim Boyle
games in the NFL. I just can't believe he's still in the league.
Man, they should bring up Tyler Huntley's on the squad. They bringing him up. Man, look,
Tim Boyle continues to get NFL offers, and people watched him play football. Like, how is he in the league? Like, I just don't get it. Anyways,
okay.
I'm taking the Titans.
I do not. I'm gonna take the Titans as well. But I'm glad that there are two Monday Night Football games because I did not care less about neither one of these damn teams. I'd rather watch two fat ladies eat an ice cream cone.
Question, do I feel like I know what's coming here?
Man, don't just
Give them all the time.
Usually, I'm the one that's always telling TJ he gonna see me after the show. David, he gonna see me after the show.
Moving on to the
Nah,
other
what's
Monday
the
night.
saying? Nah, what's the saying? Who mans is this?
Man,
Moving on to the other Monday night game, we got the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks going into Ford Field, taking on the 2-1 Detroit Lions. And thankfully, this game's on ABC because I can watch it because I don't have cable. Last time these two teams played was last year, and Seattle got the edge 37-31. These teams actually played the last two seasons, and they both have been very entertaining. Christian.
David, let's close this out.
Oh, baby.
David, let's close this out. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 3,
baby. Nah, man. I like what I'm seeing from Seattle so far. They've really adapted to Mike McDonald. They're playing defense again. That's the reason why they hired him. Offensively, they're moving the ball up and down the field. But when I look at the Lions, I got to see the Lions get off to a quicker start because they let teams hang around a little too long for my liking. And I know Sam Laporta may not play in this game. I previewed this one on Thursday. Be on the lookout.
It's also possible that Frank Ragnow may not play in this game, the starting center for the Detroit Lions. I have not seen an update on his injury status, and I don't think they practice until tomorrow for the first time. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. Same thing with Sam Laporta as well. TJ.
yeah. To Christian's point, they wait too long to play bully ball. Like the right side of your offensive line is your strong point. Literally, just hand the ball off to Montgomery and Gibbs and let them slash defenses up out the gate. That way, you can play action off of that. Give me Seattle in a close one.
I'm taking the Detroit Lions. Seattle, yeah, they've been really nice. They've been able to generate a consistent pass rush after the quarterbacks. But they haven't really beaten any team that's been remotely all that good in the 3 wins that they've had. I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions. I just think that they're a better football team. I could be dead wrong about this, but I mean, they give me Detroit. Imagine.
Give me Oh, go ahead.
So
I'm going to take Detroit. I mean, you nailed it right there. Not to take away from their 3-0 start, but who have they really played?
they beat the Denver Broncos. They beat the New England Patriots. They beat Skylar Thompson and the Miami Dolphins. So
I'm going to go Detroit at home, and I feel like they can win this. Not in a blowout, but convincingly.
Is he?
Yeah, give me the Detroit Lions, man. Aiden Hutchinson, man, is going to make Geno Smith night a nightmare. Anytime you're in the same company as that man out there, and they used to play for the Giants. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anytime you get that bad man, yeah, exactly. Anytime you visit, yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're gonna get after the Seattle Seahawks. Detroit Lions are humming on all cylinders. Still my pick to be the NFC North champs. Still my pick to probably make the NFC Championship, in my opinion. So yeah, give me the Detroit Lions.
And that's been our final pick as we go week 3, Monday Night Football recap, week 4 preview and predictions. Thank you very much for joining us here at Prime Sports World. And please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm David Humpin, CEO, Israel Rivera, my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins and Mr. Matthew James, and from the Daily Blitz.blog, Mr. Christian Simpson. Gentlemen, what do we do here at the Prime, my friends?
We
bring the heat, baby.
Yes, let's go. We're back here tomorrow giving you all the fantasy knowledge that you can handle. Until then, yeah, all the knowledge you can handle. So there you go. We'll be back here tomorrow. You guys all have a good night and stay safe out there, especially if you're in the path of that Hurricane Helene. So hopefully everybody in the Florida area and the Gulf Coast is safe from that because it's coming. So God bless.
Yep.
Peace out.
Safe out there.